Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Funhaus Podcast for the week of... I don't know. I'm not
December
4th.
Today's the 4th.
I don't know.
It's
Maybe
not.
this is pre-recorded. I don't even know.
It's December.
I don't know where I am. I don't know who I'm with. I don't know what's going on. But we're here recording a podcast.
We'll introduce ourselves then, James. I'm Elise Willems.
I am Gillian Jacobs.
And I am Jacobs Gillian.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. And I'm James Williams.
And we're in a new studio space, new office.
Yeah. So if you listen to the podcast from 2 weeks ago,
Yes.
Our discussion over the best Thanksgiving sides,
Which I think was jalapeno poppers.
it was on the original list,
I
and
know.
then was immediately
Chips and
struck
salsa?
from the record.
Guac. Chips and guac.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
Stuffing a turkey with guacamole.
might not be that bad.
Southwest style.
You have to bake it for a really long time. But we mentioned that was the last time we would be recording in that studio space.
Yeah.
And that wasn't just one of my lies.
A classic James Bay.
You know how often I just say things that are lies?
Come onto the podcast and tell lies.
It was true. And we honestly, we're just going to get it out of the way here. This is the lo-fi version of what we are planning to be the new podcast.
I mean, quite
space.
frankly, like we're still setting up our studio
There's a lot of
space
boxes.
here.
There's a lot of things wrapped up. We actually spent probably 40 minutes trying to find the equipment just to make this.
Yep.
James wanted to do it in an even worse space.
I wanted to,
that had even less lighting, no carpeting on the floor,
hard
and a
floor.
bunch of tools lying around in the corner.
I
And
believe-
I put my foot down. I said, please no.
I turned to Charlotte and I said, "It'll sound bad." And then Charlotte gave me that like head tilt that animals do when you do
Yeah.
something strange.
No, I think it was a very human movement, but
Jacob, do you like the new office?
We'll grow into it, I think. Been at the last place for
Well, yeah, we've been there
Lo-
6
yeah,
years,
long
7
time.
years almost.
7, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you three, I think, had been at that office more than pretty much anyone else
Yeah.
besides like Omar,
I was there
Yeah.
right?
Wait, you mean like time fully spent? Like
yeah.
hours?
No,
logged?
I mean in terms of like working for the company.
Oh, I mean,
Oh.
I've been working way longer than Omar.
Yeah. James, we've been there
Omar's
for
a little
every
baby.
time.
But him,
Oh, Jacob?
yeah.
Jacob.
Well, Jacob was an intern before.
Jacob was before Omar as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And I was the first employee that
Fuck
Funhaus
me.
hired.
James
I
and
mean, I
were-
was there once in 2016.
Jacob
right.
and I are the only ones who were in the other office
right, full screen
with
that
the
little tiny aquarium.
That's
yeah,
not
the
true.
tiny
I was a full screen intern.
but we wouldn't let you into that office.
No,
So
not
that
at
was
all.
like-
I
letting
stood
me into the
outside,
office
yeah.
either. I had to be outside of it.
Yeah.
But we were there for every time the office was robbed, though.
I was gonna say, I will say, kicking this off, we have been in this new space for only a handful of days right now. We don't even have internet.
Nope, we were hotspotting.
Doing
Most
it all
computers
analog.
are not set up, but we haven't been robbed. So we are already ahead of the curve in terms of Funhaus offices. So.
Internal theft, yes.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was gonna
oh my
say,
gosh,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, there's
yeah.
been larceny, certainly.
Yeah, things are definitely missing. We realized that when we were packing stuff up, we realized how much was missing.
I think
so.
this space has some cool offerings that could make for fun new content.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have a ton of space, so expect roller derbies, go-kart racing,
All possible.
handball.
Honestly, we should get those Mario Kart things.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
and Lindsay could toss a baseball around in here.
Well, no, we couldn't because Lindsay wants to play catch with a softball.
And she throws like a girl.
That is true. She's softball minded.
I
Right?
can't wait till
She has that softball mindset. Me, I want to throw around a ball because I'm a goddamn American.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of
I'm a
glass
red-blooded
windows.
Phillies fan.
Yeah, Jake, there are a lot of windows, which is nice because then
Yeah, we're not throwing around diamonds.
you get to like experience the daylight.
Yeah, we actually
A
get
lot
to
of
see
it,
things now. We have views. It's cool.
And Jacob, you are sharing an office with Rick.
I am,
And
yes.
surprisingly, you're not sharing an office with Patrick.
Yeah, which I realized today. I went around to say hi to you, and you weren't there, and I realized like, oh, I can't just stand up and look Patrick in the eye and distract him, which makes me a little sad. But I'm also very happy to share the space with Lindsay
Yeah.
because I would always go to her office and sit down and gossip and have fun.
Also, we're sharing a wall, so we can like
Oh, a little Morse
communicate through it.
code.
This feels like a brain teaser puzzle. So we need you. Here's what we need you to do.
Oh, a logic
is
puzzle,
try
like-
and draw out our floor plan based on what has been described thus far.
Like the Full House.
Yeah.
Yes,
Where nothing
yes.
makes any sense.
Not that we could afford the Bay Area.
Yeah.
We should try to have everybody guess who's in offices with who. But
Okay.
so you know that Jacob and Rick are in an
Jacob and
office.
Rick.
Yeah.
You know Charlotte and
Charlotte,
Lindsay are
Lindsay.
in an office.
And you know Patrick's alone.
Ryan is not in an office with John Smith.
Okay.
That's one clue.
And then you also have to say like a certain
wanted
number of
that to
people
happen.
are in offices alone.
Alone. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. That's
right.
true.
So, but you just have to give those little things, and then people can piece it together.
Someone with a J name is in an office with someone with another common letter starting name.
Oh,
This
great!
is-
One of the 26.
Yeah. That.
But yeah, so again, it is very much the state of it currently is a work in progress. There is most of what. If we just turned it slightly, what you would see is a floor with just piles and piles of junk.
I mean, we could do that.
No, we shouldn't show
We
that.
had a lot of stuff.
We shouldn't
with
show
the
that.
last office.
we probably can't say that
audience,
much.
let the record show. I wanted to show you.
So you'll see it. We'll take
Yeah,
videos and do
we're
BTS
filming tons
stuff.
of BTS. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it was an interesting experience getting this space.
Oh
It
my!
was.
Yes.
I wish that I had carte blanche
well,
to say whatever.
There's a lot to say.
I'll take a small amount of carte
Okay.
blanche to say if you are reacting, wow, this seems so sudden.
So
we
are
are
we.
too. We'll just put that out there.
But you know what? It all makes up for it when I hear Jacob tip tapping his Morse code on the wall. I love you. I
Yeah,
love
when
you.
you're in my
I was
office.
going to say, but it has to be translated
It's
through
like Amy
Charlotte.
the gorilla.
Yeah.
I love you.
Well, the resonates through all the walls, so every office hears my Morse
Wait,
code.
who's Amy the gorilla?
Amy from Congo?
Yeah.
Amy.
What?
Amy,
No,
drink.
Amy.
I'm a Coco stan.
Amy,
drink.
love Charlotte.
Amy.
What about Coco? I feel like we're forgetting Coco.
Well, Coco's a real
Yeah,
gorilla.
Coco's a real
Amy
gorilla.
is like a Party City gorilla costume.
What? What is it?
From the film Congo. The movie that they made when Jurassic Park was successful, and they said anything will do just as well as Jurassic Park.
I'm only familiar with the gorilla costume from Trading Places.
That's basically Amy.
What if
Yeah.
Amy had gotten her hands on some cocaine, like Cocaine Bear?
Remember how
Oh, I
part,
want that.
Cocaine,
I
Amy?
want that to be good.
remember how
too.
part of the
I don't know if
premise
it will
of
be, but-
trading places was that person got dressed as a gorilla and then put in a cage with a real gorilla, and then it's implied that gorilla had sex with the man in the
that
gorilla
used to be
costume.
so much of slapstick comedy.
Yes.
Was like, what
Oh,
if a
so
thing?
good.
What if a person had to have sex with a thing that was different than what they would have sex
Like a
with?
person was in an animal suit and they got humped. That happened in the movie Top Secret as well.
Love Top Secret.
Top Secret.
Val Kilmer, in my opinion, one of the hottest men in his prime.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tombstone
stunner.
Val.
Okay.
All
All
sweaty?
right.
My God, I'm getting sweaty. I might have
That
wasting
heat,
line.
Val.
But yeah, we're not gonna.
That's
spend
enough
the,
about
I
animals.
was saying,
Fucking
we're-
John Belushi.
We're gonna
James,
get sidetracked.
Notice that the laces on your shoes don't match.
Thank you. They do not match. These are different laces. They felt like I needed a change, and no one was responsible
Don't
for it
match
at all.
each other.
You want to tell Jacob what happened to your laces?
What happened to your laces? Before, I just have to get it out because I saw a GIF from the Mario trailer.
Oh.
Where it was Mario charges at Donkey Kong after a very half-assed "Let's a go," and then as soon as Donkey Kong gets his hands on it, hard cuts to a gorilla just like.
I saw people captioning it as a still from Nope.
Oh no.
What happened to your shoes, James?
So normally the laces are about the same color as the blue here.
Okay.
And I discovered that maybe some sort of might have closet moths or something. Something had chewed through the
James left
laces.
his
on
shoe
one-
out and Remy.
And our
Yeah.
dog
Chewed his
Remy
shoelace.
chewed.
Jacob Remy, the dog.
Remy?
Remy.
His name
yeah.
is Jacob Remy.
No.
It could be that.
That's a good name.
I don't think,
Jacob
but it's
Remy.
not that it doesn't match.
No,
not
I think it's
knowing
great.
what
Yeah,
the
let's
previous
go.
laces look like.
Elise
I think
went
it
out
looks
and
fantastic.
she got me new laces, and I picked the gray ones, and then I think that looks even better. So then I ended up thanking Remy.
I used to have Allbirds.
And then what happened? What
Hmm.
changed?
I don't know. One of them stopped fitting, and the other one was just like, eh.
It stopped fitting.
Yeah.
Like your foot grew out of it.
No, my foot got smaller.
Let's go back to this Mario trailer.
We can talk about it.
Because I actually am super hyped for this movie.
It doesn't
Oh,
look
really?
very good.
The Rainbow Road inclusion, like
It's a lot
It
of.
looks beautiful.
Yeah.
beautiful.
actual platforming in the movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be him training on the Mario course.
Yeah.
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 The only thing is, I just don't think we need celebrities doing voices.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I've been saying
Except
this for a
Jack
really
Black.
long
Jack
time.
Black sounds great.
He
Sure,
does
but
sound
it's not
good.
like he's doing something some other voice actor couldn't
No,
do.
absolutely not.
Well, Anya Taylor-Joy though, she gets a pass.
I don't know that she does.
Yeah,
I think
she does.
I think
does.
she's great. I think she's a fantastic
She
actress.
sounds great as Peach.
Mario,
do you
want to live
Does she sound great as Peach?
I thought she did.
She was like,
I think she sounds great,
She was
yeah.
like, Mario, we got to get out of here.
No,
And I'm
she
like,
wasn't.
She sounds normal.
That doesn't sound anything like
no,
Peach.
she sounds good, and Peach is, kind of a boring, basic bitch.
Well, that's in the writing. That's not. I don't know that her performance is changing.
It always blows my mind when people are like, Charles Martinet's right there. I'm like, I could not listen to that for a whole
Oh, well, no, I'm not
like,
suggesting
are
that
people
either.
Insane?
Also, I don't know, Chris Pratt, conservative, Hollywood conservative, obviously, even though the rebrand, I'm sure, is going swimmingly.
Yeah.
But that was really funny when he was like, actually, church isn't even that important to me. And it's like, bro. But my brother went to some tiny video game convention in Pennsylvania, and Charles Martinet was there. And apparently he was like, started going on about how great it is to be an American and how much the rest of the world loves and respects us. And he started talking about Iwo Jima at this
Whoa.
Was he there?
Yeah, and
Was it in
my brother
character?
had to pay for an autograph or a picture or something, and he was charging. And then my brother is amazing because he has just he won't let it phase him to bother this guy. So the next day he found him eating lunch either at the hotel or the convention, and just went up to him and started talking at him. And I was like, good, get his ass.
Yeah, about he was like
Just
contradict.
about I don't know.
Oh,
It was just
like
probably
World War
just
II.
fan stuff. No, I don't think it was about World War II, but I do like that he was charging these obscene prices, which voice actors don't get paid enough, so I get it. But also it's so funny that it's I'm gonna talk to you anyway for free while you're trying to relax.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were at oh sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say about voice acting. It is interesting how they are essentially now touring musicians, right? They don't get paid enough for their work as a voice actor, and God forbid you're working in anime or some sort of non-major
games.
thing that you get no residuals for the work that you do. So essentially you basically then go on tour, going to conventions, being I'm
Yeah.
associated with Shin Megami Tensei.
It's almost like being a musician, being in a band where you don't make your money from selling records, right? You make your money from your touring. It's kind of like voice actors doing conventions. It's
Yeah.
didn't make my money from the product. I make it from
Yeah,
this
yeah.
convention
The
circuit
fans,
I'm doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get direct.
Yeah. We went to LA Comic-Con this weekend, which was cool. And there was a man there who I was not aware of, but I guess he was Jim Henson's concept artist.
Ooh.
And so he was, he had a long
Earl?
line.
Yeah, Earl
Maybe
was there.
Maybe it
Earl
was
Maxey?
Is that a real person?
No, I made up
You're
a name.
doing a little bullshit.
Yeah, doing a little bullshit thing. I'm actually being a little stinker.
You beat a stinker.
He had me going there for
Go
a
on.
minute. He was selling his art, and then also you could get an autograph with him. And he was lined up, and I was really happy that people were engaging with him. And then who else did we see that he had? The man that did the Disney travel posters.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
looked like he was in his 80s, maybe.
Yeah, so if you've ever been to Disneyland and they have it's Tomorrowland
Yeah. Oh,
or
yeah.
the rides reimagined,
Yeah.
Cartopia, what is it called? Autopia?
Yeah, Autopia.
But
Autopia?
it's done in the
That's a little card.
it's
No,
done
no.
in the weird
Autopia.
retro future style or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess the person who actually did that art was there as well.
There's a whole convention economy. One of my dad's friends from college is an actor, and he was in A River Runs Through It.
Okay.
He played Brad Pitt's brother, but he was also in, I think, One Tree Hill. And just off that, he does pretty well doing
Yeah.
convention appearances. I don't
That's
know
my
if that
dream.
still is happening, but a few years ago, he was doing pretty okay, just going to horror cons.
I've been trying to leverage that to do conventions and stuff a lot more, but the only thing is it's just Dolph from Camp,
Yeah.
and it just hasn't caught on. It hasn't
Oh, the
caught on yet.
Camp, the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a lot of socks because
Camp socks?
Yeah, from the Rooster Teeth store because they looked almost normal. They say Camp on the bottom, but I bought probably 20 pairs of socks with my employee gift card and discount. I still wear them.
That rocks.
That's good.
I remember seeing a lot of that at Star Wars Celebration and stuff, actors that played one kind of throwaway character that come back every year.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're doing autographs and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, cool.
I honestly, my opinion on that is like, go for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
thank God you can leach something out of this
you,
brand that is worth billions and billions that you're not getting to touch.
Do you have any Star Wars autographs?
No, I don't really
Do that.
go for autographs as a thing.
What's the guy that?
Oh, that's
Kenny
Salacious
Baker.
Crumb?
Yeah,
Oh.
does he do convention appearances?
Like the puppet?
the guy, Salacious Crumb. It's a real thing.
Oh,
No,
right?
it's
this is awkward.
It's an animal.
Oh,
Yeah,
this is
well,
it's a
Jacob.
live
Jacob.
beast.
Jacob. Charlotte doesn't.
No
know.
one.
She thinks the
No.
Star Wars were real from a long
No, he's
time
saying
ago.
it.
That's
It's
her
a live
Santa.
beast.
That's her Santa.
No, no.
Salacious Crumb comes down.
Salacious
to
Crumb
me.
actually couldn't make it,
The
and I want to talk
chimney,
about
chimney.
Santa later too.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to
Salacious
Santa.
Crumb couldn't make it to that one.
Yeah.
Just it's
But while we're talking about RT merch for a moment, can I get an opinion from you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's lean in.
So one of my friends is like, you got to sell a 30 Morbid Minutes shirt. This is a podcast
Okay.
that I make with the show logo on it. I just don't think that people buy.
30 Morbid Minutes merch.
Like, I think I'm more like that. I'm
People
more
love
like
the 30 Morbid
yeah,
Minutes
thank you.
merch.
I'm
Almost as much
joking.
as
Charlotte.
If I said it would just be a mean thing to say, but
Can
it's
you
just a
believe
comedy
him?
thing.
It's
So when
every day
people
with
go,
this.
when people are reacting, they go like, "No," and they go, "Yeah, no, that was the joke." You don't say it unless you think it's funny.
I think it's cooler just to have like art on a shirt and not really. Maybe you allude to it, but you don't explicitly say. What are your opinions on that?
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think if the 30 Morbid Minutes logo is just like 30. You could do
It's
30
an hour-
mm.
yeah.
It's.
Yeah.
I think.
No,
you
I mean
could-
you could make it
We
work.
have
I
a
think.
cool.
Just the
We have some
hourglass.
art from Stevie coming. Stevie that did
Oh.
Ship Hit stuff.
I love Stevie's work.
I mean,
So
I don't
She's so
know that. I
talented.
feel like we have gotten into the mindset of like trying to like. I always use the baseball analogy of like trying to hit home runs or like trying to get really good. But I do think in terms of merchandising, some people just throw everything. It doesn't matter. And historically, like at Funhaus, the best-selling Funhaus shirt was a shirt that just had the logo on it.
Yeah.
I mean, we made a Ship Hit shirt with the logo on it. I think the idea is you make it small though, like it's like a breast pocket
Yeah.
like location. Listen, I'll pretty much wear any black shirt with white text on it. Well, not any.
audience, send Charlotte
Done.
your black shirts with white text.
Send me your tired, you're poor, you're hungry, you're Proud Boy T-shirts.
Let's take a look here. Jacob's Destiny shirt right here does not have a Destiny 2 logo on it.
There is a
Probably on
logo.
the
There's
back.
the
there's
Destiny
the little
symbol at the
Destiny
top.
symbol. Yeah.
I got a lot of Destiny shirts, and
But-
I like shirts that look like they could be anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, no, really any words. This one has words on
Like,
it.
that one's
but I just
awesome.
like a cool design on a shirt.
I mean,
I
if
think
you,
I think you should do it, and it's nice to have like something on the back, but just the hourglass white like that would
Yeah.
look good. I think you should.
just the hour.
I guess we could talk about this in like a meeting, but it's a nice peek.
I
behind the
think here's what
curtain.
I think. It says it's blank on the front. On the back it says 30 mm, and then below it has two big Jersey style zeros, like a varsity number or something.
You should have on the back 30 hourglasses
Whoa.
to make up each minute. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Each hourglass has 30 granules of sand.
Wow, that's
made up
quick.
of tiny
Same.
M's.
Yeah.
Speaking of clothes, my sweats came. My Vuori.
Oh,
Sweats came.
Not a sponsor of
Is
the
this
podcast.
Not a
but-
sponsor.
well,
I
'cause
put out
this is-
Celebrating?
I put out a call for Sweat Rex, and
I got offended because I was like, Charlotte, you immediately should be asking me.
every time I put out a
Who
thing,
do you
like a
think-
story or a tweet about like, hey, I'm looking for nice sweats, or hey, I'm looking for bras, Elise will text me and say, what the fuck? What the fuck? You come to me.
Yeah, yeah.
You come to me.
I
And
was
was
saying
like,
you should ask who do we know who wears sweats every day? Ryan Haley.
yeah,
Oh.
no, yeah, but like
But
I
he only
said,
has one pair.
exactly. I
No.
said that where are you going to find the pairs that he bought in 1998?
Ryan has the pair of sweatpants with the zipper pockets that Patrick got him for the Secret
Oh,
Santa.
yeah.
Does he wear those? He actually
Have we
uses
seen
that?
them in them?
If you buy Ryan
Should
an
we
article
call
of
him and
clothing,
ask
he
him
got
if
the
wears
hat
them?
that also has a
Yeah.
zipper in it. I've never
Let
seen
me-
him wear the hat.
Let me
I think
call
well,
him and
that's
ask
RTX.
him.
I
if
think
he
I've
wears
seen
the
him wear it. Yeah,
sweatpants.
he came to my birthday party at the bar like last year, and he wore glasses with a dick nose on them,
Yes,
inexplicably.
It's a laugh. It's
Yeah,
having
we
a
went
laugh.
Calling
we went
him?
to a poke place once, and he was.
We're calling in a guest.
Hey,
right now.
Ryan, it's Elise. You're on the Funhaus Podcast with Jacob, Charlotte, James, and myself.
Okay.
We were just
Hi.
Hi.
We were just wondering, do you wear the sweatpants with the zipper pockets that Patrick got you in the Secret Santa?
Those specifically, or all the other pocket things he got me?
The pants specifically, yeah.
The pants specifically don't fit me very well, so no, unfortunately not.
What about the
I
hat?
use every other pocket thing he gave me all the time.
He uses the
Even the
fanny
hat?
pack.
Even the hat pocket?
Even the hat. The hat actually
I've never seen
comes in handy. Obviously, it's not really easy to put stuff in your hat.
Right, it's no McDonald's bag.
Condoms.
Yeah, just condoms and money.
What's the difference?
Okay, Charlotte and I were talking about sweatpants that we like, and we were talking about how like when she should have come to you and asked what are the ideal sweatpants to buy.
Well, those weren't really even sweatpants, which I am a connoisseur of. They were more like jogging pants.
Joggers.
Which I'm not a jogging pants person. Those always make me a little hot. I like to feel comfortable and cool, and so I wear baggy sweatpants.
Understood.
Well,
That
thanks,
makes a lot
thanks,
of sense.
Thanks
Ryan.
for this, miss you, Ryan. Talk to you later.
Bye, Ryan.
Love you all. Bye.
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 Who was that?
So it sounds like he just took all those gifts from Patrick and turned them each into wallets.
Yeah.
Well, again,
Which he doesn't use
better.
because we still see him put all of his owned items and identification in trash bags.
That's because his wallet though is the size of a boulder. Like he has. I think we went through it once when he showed his social on the previous episode of this podcast, and he has like 3 or 4 Dave and Buster's cards, which you need. I don't know, but at least put me on the right path. She does have expensive taste in sweats and
You gotta buy them
leisure wear.
used. You gotta buy them used.
I got a sale. I got it on sale.
Oh, that's good. It
Yeah.
is. So there's some.
And they're good, but they're thinner than I was expecting. So now I'm still in the market for a different material. But there's, I was like, I put them on. I'm like, this is not what I wanted, but they're so
They're so
comfortable.
nice.
So I kept
That's
them.
good.
Yeah.
I will say that when we were all
I kept getting
packing
goat
up-
cheese on them last night.
What? Well, that's good though. They're easier having goat cheese.
But it's okay because I draped my ship hits the fan hoodie across my lap so I could keep eating.
I will say that when we were packing up all our desks and stuff, I don't think Ryan was there at the time. I think he was sick or something. But we were all kind of helping each other out and stuff. But Ryan's desk was like the snakes at the end of Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
Where he keeps running through the pet store and not getting the snakes. He doesn't want to
Great
touch it.
reference. Yeah.
But, like every other desk was packed up, but then there's just Ryan's
Yeah.
right there. And we're just like,
Well,
what do
he
we
had
do with
Finally
this?
grabbed it,
He-
screamed,
yeah.
and collapsed on the ground.
Well, he had a bin of just shit in front of his desk, which, to be fair, everyone else kept putting stuff they didn't know what the place was for in it. And then he took that and just put the entire bin in a box.
Yeah.
And just closed it. And it fit. There must be some sort of standardization. But, man, when it came to sharing offices, I was like, I can't share it with Ryan. He's a perfectly lovely person. I love talking to him about movies. We have a bit of a documentary Slack.
Oh yeah,
group.
I need to watch the volcano one you sent.
Fire of Love is really, really, really good. Probably my favorite I've seen in a minute.
It was interesting to see everyone's different priorities come out. James immediately was like, I need to make sure all these board games get over here.
Oh, yeah, in terms of
Yeah,
packing
the
up the
move,
old office.
yeah.
Well, there are certain things that were like not, no one here should be responsible for everything, right? And again, it was a very fast process. And so it wasn't like we could have someone come in and really like third party, like figure out how to do everything. So at a certain point, it was like, all right, well, trucks are coming tomorrow. So these board games got to go somewhere. So I think people just kind of like resonated to the stuff that they were gonna take. Like even just packing up the single cam room, we were like, I guess we'll unplug these cords and hope we can figure out where they go.
Yeah.
again.
And hope
Oh
it
my
turns back
God.
on.
Yeah.
hope
That
it turns
room
back on.
is such a...
Hasn't been touched in
Patrick's
years.
going to be here all week with Omar. They've got like a little like mentorship thing going on. He's going to impart his knowledge about how to come in and plug in the right thing.
Yeah.
So.
Patrick thinks he's the mentor in this situation,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Because while Omar shows him where to plug things in, Patrick's going to wax poetic about his life in the land of 10,000
Yeah.
lakes.
yeah.
Wait, your Minch was packed up nice and cozy.
Minch is...
Minch made it?
Yeah, Minch made it.
Oh,
Minch is in one of those boxes out
With
there.
all the LaCroix,
Yeah.
packed up all the extra.
We should-
He's in the refrigerator.
We should probably put him through a washing machine, right?
No.
Let's see, he's been like drenched with
He just might develop a
sparkling
mold.
sparkling water, dog saliva
Yeah.
too.
But think about the conditions on Dagobah, right?
That's
Yeah, yeah.
true.
You don't
True.
think that
Swamp.
Minchiota,
Sulfur,
the
yeah.
real Minchiota, didn't have some, pit moss?
Is there a scene in Star Wars where Luke goes like, "Ah, Yoda, you stink.
yeah,
You
that's right
smell
before he dies.
terrible." Yeah.
We really talked about
You wash Yoda and he's white.
Yoda publicly, which is like Jacob's idea. Jacob was like, I'm gonna make this Yoda puppet. You took the backpack, you hollowed it out, and then you asked me if I would puppet it.
Yeah.
And I like Star Wars, but I obviously don't have an encyclopedic knowledge like you do. So I was running out of gas really early in that series.
That's why I had you do it for 3 more episodes.
Yeah, I mean, that first gameplay was maybe 35 minutes that we went for.
Yeah, because it was just like really tiring to puppeteering is very tiring, but then also like doing the voice is tiring. Trying to do the Yoda back
like
speak,
the syntax,
is tiring, and then also not knowing anything about Star Wars and trying to make jokes is tiring.
It was great.
I'm glad you were there because I used to think that I was a Star Wars fan that knew a lot about Star Wars. And then I'm in the room with Jacob and Patrick when they're talking about Star Wars, and I feel more alienated than ever.
Yeah. I feel like you're on another planet.
Than ever, yeah, like I'm on another planet, like I'm on Exegol.
Let me tell you this. Pressure is what makes diamonds. Okay?
Yes, that's true.
So I think that's where some of the best stuff came from, at least, is you having no idea what
well,
was
I
going on.
needed, for that final video, I was like, I got nothing left. Anything I could possibly say that's new about Yoda, and I was like, I need to go to the internet and find out some new stuff about
Boy,
Yoda.
did you.
And
Wow.
so that's why I went to like the wikis and then the Minch thing, and I thought for sure
wikis.
you guys would be like, oh yeah, Minch. We had heard about that being a thing.
Well, Jacob, correct me if I'm wrong, but you love to take everything at face value. You treat the movies as though they are windows, and you were just watching what's going on the other side.
I am.
He doesn't investigate anything further. He doesn't go any deeper.
I've read a lot of Wikipedia articles.
Uh-oh.
But you had never
But I
come
never
across
saw that
Minch.
Minch thing.
I don't know how
Never.
that got under the radar for so long. And for you, Rahul, and Patrick, like that's something that's a huge
That's rare.
shortfalling in the chain of command or communication. I don't know.
If you're born next to a stone, you never think to turn it over and see what lies beneath.
That is so true,
Yoda
James.
is my stone.
Yeah, Yoda is like stone.
And Minch is the bugs, tasty bugs underneath.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Speaking of tasty bugs, now is a great time to take a quick break to hear from some of our sponsors that I hope are bug companies.
Bug companies that supply your home with bugs.
Yeah.
Some like cheddar crickets or something.
Why are sunglasses so expensive? Our friends at Shady Rays have wondered the exact same thing, and luckily, they're making some real big changes in the sunglasses game. Shady Rays are premium polarized shades featuring world-class optical clarity, substantial durability, and styles that are catered to everyone, no matter what your lifestyle is. The moment that you get your hands on a pair of Shady Rays, you'll be able to tell that they are the same quality or even better than those other expensive sunglasses brands. But the best part about Shady Rays is their lost and broken replacements program. It is the most insane protection program in all of eyewear. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Dropped in a lake, dropped off a cliff, dropped it off of a boat into the ocean, anything, they will replace them. They also offer free returns and exchanges. So you either love the shades or Shady Rays will pay to ship them back. It is that simple, folks. Give the quality shade experience that won't break the bank this holiday season, because Shady Rays has got you covered exclusively for our listeners. Shady Rays is running their deepest deal of the season. You can use code FHPOD for 50% off 2 or more pairs at shadyrays.com. That's buy one, get one free, folks. You can get 2 pairs for as low as $54. Redeem this deal only at shadyrays.com, where you can find all of their newest and best shades. Use code FHPOD for 50% off 2 or more pairs. shadyrays.com. Code FHPOD, baby.
Do you do all of your holiday shopping as late as humanly possible, like at 11:59 p.m. on Christmas Eve? Yeah, me too. I relate. Get all of your holiday shopping done at the Rooster Teeth store this year. Like me. Are you a fan of Ruby? I'm a fan of Ruby. Well, right now, the Rooster Teeth store is offering a legendary bundle. That's right, you can grab the Ruby Legendary Woven Shirt and get 25% off any other item from the same collection using code LEGEND, LEGEND, at checkout. Get some joggers for your jog, a long sleeve tee for tea time, or a super cool tank top. for the beach for 25% off when you get the Ruby Legendary Woven shirt and use code LEGEND at checkout. Treat yourself at the Rooster Teeth store this holiday season and get your order in by December 14th so you can surprise yourself on Christmas, or like me, 11:59 p.m. on December 13th. You've earned it. The all-new Ruby Legendary Collection is live now at the Rooster Teeth store. So grab the Ruby Legendary Woven shirt and get 25% off in any other item from the collection using the code LEGEND at checkout. You can send it to me when you're done. That was somebody telling me to send this ad to them when I was done finishing it. So that's that time now. Happy holidays!
Today's episode is sponsored by PayPal Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or your computer. It is that time of the year again, time to start shopping for your holiday gifts, and there's no easier way than shopping online. You find what you're looking for, you press a few buttons, and suddenly you're ready to be Santa Claus. But you know what isn't fun and easy? Finding promo codes that save you money on your holiday wish list. But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best ones it finds directly to your cart. All you have to do is shop, go to checkout. When the Honey button appears, click Apply Coupons, and if Honey found a working promo code, you will watch those prices drop. All right, the other day, I was shopping for a new hoodie, and I found the perfect one. But what's even better is that Honey was able to save me $24 on this hoodie. It's so great. I love it so much. $24. That's like a whole other hoodie. That's insane. And you can save even more when you ask Honey to keep track of price drops on your holiday shopping list. If the price drops on anything on your list, you will instantly get an alert to let you know. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. I never recommend something I don't use, so get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/FHpod. That's joinhoney.com/FHpod.
Speaking of bugs, delicious bugs, I watched Ziggy do a good hunt last night. We got a cricket
Bug
out in
hunt?
the house,
Oh.
yeah. And I was on the couch, and I heard him making some weird noise, just like, I was like, what the hell is going on back there? And he was watching this cricket, and he would like it would come forward and touch his paws, and he'd jump back and be like, and then he'd go and start smacking it around, and eventually he'd just like,
So he would catch it. He can catch a
he
cricket.
can catch and eat it.
Can he catch a fly?
I don't think I've seen him catch a fly.
My roommate said that Yogurt has, but I don't believe him. She's too.
Yeah.
She's too. Her head's in the clouds.
Yeah.
She's
Stuff
not
Well, that's
Legend.
what you need to
real
be to
world.
catch the fly.
I've seen
Hey.
Barry catch a fly
Yeah.
before. It was very impressive. I was like, oh my God, he just like clapped that fly in his paws?
With his paws?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was very impressive.
They're little hunters. They're gunters.
Yeah.
Would you, because this obviously seems like it brings, like it's stimulating for them. They
Yeah.
enjoy it. Would you release bugs in your house so they could have
100
an activity?
Oh,
Oh.
like capture bugs
Like,
and just let them
You would,
loose?
yeah, you would, or you go to the pet store, you buy crickets just so
Get
you
like
can.
one of those like lizard
The,
cups of
the
crickets.
crickets are like, finally, a permanent home. And then you
And then the beast comes loose. Yeah. Well, that's like there was that kid on TikTok that loosed like 1,000 ladybugs or 10,000 ladybugs, and they multiplied like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
And someone did that. There's a lot of people that like to fuck with the ecosystem. Like there was someone that was just like, oh, there's so many tadpoles in my back pond that can't survive the colder months. What if I just made more of them and like bought a bunch of tadpoles online or frog
my
eggs
God.
and like they overran the town, and it almost always leads to some sort of criminal charges or investigation because you are messing with the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you should do that.
There
Yeah,
are a lot
it's just
of
for these crickets in the
coyotes in Los Angeles in specific
Coyotes.
areas. Oh, yeah,
Coyotes, thank you.
coyotes. And you can't, like, even if you see a coyote in your neighborhood, you can't remove them. It's illegal in California to, like, remove a coyote
Thank you.
Thank you.
from
Yeah.
their, like, habitat, even if it is
your room.
Yeah, it could be your backyard they're living in. You can't. So the most they can do is animal services can come. They can take them, spay and neuter them, and then drop them back exactly where they
Catch and
are.
release. Wow.
Yeah.
I shared a very special, deep connection with a coyote once. Thrice, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, when
I watched a video of one dragging away a toddler yesterday.
Was this the one?
Was it Charlotte?
I didn't think it would.
Toddler was fine.
No, I saw it 3 times over the course of a month or two on the same corner of my block in Sherman Oaks. And the first time I just stood catty corner, and it was at night each time, and it just stood under a single street lamp, and I was like, hello. And then I was like, I gotta get inside. Then the second time I was walking back from my car, and there it was once again in the same spot, and I was like, this feels like magical realism.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then the third time I was riding my scooter or a scooter back from Alita Battle Angel.
Nice.
And there it was again. And I was like, I have to follow it.
Yeah.
So I would just like, and I go up towards it, and it just kind of sets off up the street, going up the hill into this nice neighborhood. And I'm just like hovering around like 4 feet behind it. And it's on like a bit of a trot. And then it kind of slows down, and then I slow down with it. And then it turns around and looks at me, and I'm like, wow, this is so special. And then it starts to walk towards me.
Oh, no.
And then I turn the scooter around, and then it starts to full run. And it's sprinting alongside me, and I'm on a Lime scooter just like, no. And we made it halfway down the block together, and before it peeled off and
my
ran into a
God.
yard, and I ran into my
Yeah.
house. I don't even know if I ended the ride. I was like, no. It was so funny because I was like, oh, why are we stopping? And then it was like, I have a lot of sharp teeth. I actually think the tables
it's
have
like
turned.
fight or flight.
That's right. It was running, and then it was like, who's this pasty bitch?
You watched the switch flip.
It was
Yeah.
just, I don't know, you see a coyote in the same spot at night under a street lamp for the third time. You follow it.
It'll lead you to a shrine.
I don't know what
Yeah,
was
yeah.
exactly. I thought it was some like Ghost of Tsushima stuff.
So knowing this connection that you have with the natural world,
yeah.
do you think that Rocket's
Antagonistic.
going to get turned into just a regular raccoon in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
No. I think
Because I think that would be sadder than Rocket dying.
if he got turned into regular raccoon.
Tim Geddes from Kind of Funny, he tweeted about this.
Does he de-anthropomorphize?
Yeah,
So
something
he's
would happen,
a regular
and
raccoon.
he would
But
just get turned back because
It's still unclear what he is, though.
But in the trailer, there's this whole.
But it
there's
seems
this
like a
whole
flashback.
I haven't watched the trailer.
discussion.
I watched the trailer.
Okay.
He meets
did
like
see
an
the
otter.
Uh-huh.
I think
That's from the comics, though. I
I think he
think.
boinks the otter.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna get a sex
But
scene?
there was where Rocket's from, there were a bunch of animals that were brought in and experimented on.
Yeah.
And then because I feel like he's just a raccoon-looking thing on the outside. I feel like inside
No, he's a
more
raccoon
complex.
that they like messed with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's so much has changed
They
that he
gave him
kind of
brain.
like hates that he's a Rick is
Rick's out
waving
there.
to
Rick's
us.
out there. I wonder what he thinks about Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, I
What
don't
if-
know. Would you do you mean like he goes, I choose to be
Something,
primitive?
Something happens where there needs there needs to be something that the adverse side effect would be that it would render Rocket a non-verbal
Render Rocket regressed.
Yeah.
I'm
You can only-
curious.
Yeah.
I am
RRR,
curious how
great
they're
movie.
going to wrap this up though, because I do feel like for the characters that have left the MCU, right? Most of them have died.
Yeah.
Or Steve, with the exception being Steve Rogers, who just said like, I'm an old man
No,
now.
I don't think I would.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
I
an
think
old
I
man
would've
now, and I've chosen to not participate in any of the things for the last 7 decades.
I'm gonna actually go back and live through some of the most notable strife this country has experienced,
participate.
not participate.
But
Like, you don't have to save the universe. Just maybe go to LA in
I don't-
'92,
I
help some
don't think
people
I
out.
will.
Yeah.
I don't know. Captain America, please. They're shooting students on campuses.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
Senator
I will.
America. So I'm curious to see because obviously this is supposed to be the Last Guardians, and it sounds like
The Last Guardian?
Yeah. Wow. It's finally coming out. So I wonder how much they feel the need to
Need for speed.
do that, right? To make them really no
Have
longer
that
a part of
poignant end.
anything at all.
I don't trust any wrap ups in the. I'm checked out on Marvel.
Yeah, same.
I have no
I haven't
desire to
seen
see
Black
any
Panther
of them.
yet.
I haven't seen Black Panther. I haven't seen the whatever came for it before. Oh no, I did see Doctor Strange.
That was the last thing I saw.
But
yeah.
like, I don't know. I just like, even if they do like some like tearful send off, I'm like, they still know how to pull the like right heartstrings. Like, if I see it, there will probably be things that like just like manipulate that emotion out of me. But like, it'll feel like it'll be like, oh, but in Quantumania, guess who's back? It's Groot. It's
Yeah.
Groot, and now he goes to college.
He's big now.
He's big now. Yeah. So I don't know. I think they will do something as almost like a safer bet in case there's not more, but I don't know. It's so weird how all these characters, none of the trilogies in the MCU feel like trilogies to me. That was one of my biggest issues with the new Spider-Man. You can't just sit down and watch all three of those and know what's going on.
Yeah. It's all just they're all just parts of the bigger
they're sporadic entries in the larger
The-
timeline. It's like Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 work still.
I was Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 work.
Well, I mean, you've got the Avengers stuff, but you can like put it together.
Iron Man 1 is Iron Man 1. Iron Man 2 is Avengers like 0.5 or whatever. It's like
no, it's
so
before
feeding,
Avengers.
Yeah, I know. So I'm
Oh.
saying the most of Iron Man
0.5.
2
No,
Iron Man
1.5.
2 Iron Man 2 mostly serves to set up Avengers more than it serves to
Yeah,
fully
but you can
flesh out
still
his
watch
thing.
them and like mostly know what's happening.
Yeah, but there's less
I
baggage.
think all of them have connective tissue between them.
I like that we, for the first time, we're finally acknowledging the Eternals, and it was in the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Wait, really?
There's when they're like, oh, we're going to L.A. or whatever, and there's a shot that pans down, and it pans in the far background. I noticed it said Kingo's something.
Kingo, right, yeah.
Kingo's a billboard for a Kingo show or something like that, and I was like, oh, Eternals acknowledged.
I never saw it.
I thought
That's
you
the
were
only
going to say
thing.
they finally acknowledged that there's a giant hand.
No one's
going to
talk about the hand coming out of the
It's so
bottom of the
fucking
earth.
big. Somebody's got to talk about the hand.
And the fact that every planet is a giant thing just sitting, waiting to be born inside of it. We're never going to discuss that ever
eggs?
again.
Yeah, there's a continent-sized hand coming out of the earth that nobody's acknowledged.
No one's going to talk about it.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. At the end of Eternals, there's a giant hand that is jutting out of Earth
is it
that you
like
can see
this?
from space.
Or is it
Yeah,
like
it's
this?
It's like this. It's like coming out like that.
You know what that sounds like? Death Stranding.
That's probably where
Sounds
they got
like
the
chiral
idea.
matter. The chiral density in that area is probably off the charts.
I haven't played that game.
Sure.
You should.
I should.
It's one of my favorites.
I feel like I'd like it.
So anyway, that's
What
the
do
state
you
of
make
Marvel.
of that photo of Kojima, Guillermo del Toro, and Mike Flanagan?
I haven't seen
Oh,
it,
that's
but I
tour
can
de
picture
force
it.
right there.
I mean, it's definitely something I want to see because my all-time favorite photo of anything anywhere is this, Kojima and Mads Mikkelsen. I think selfie of them just like almost cheek to cheek, just smiling. I think they got drinks. They're just goofing. Which Mads, new Indiana Jones.
That must be great, huh? Like
being
just-
buds.
Oh, well, not just being buds, but
I wish I had friends.
I mean, Mike Flanagan makes a lot. Mike Flanagan makes a lot of stuff, and it's all really good. Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima make considerably less. Some ups, some downs in that mix.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because they will basically get to do whatever they want to
Yeah.
forever
Yeah.
because their highs have been so high that like it really doesn't matter. It's just like what are you working on?
I recently was going through some stuff at home and found a bunch of my little tokens from when we went to the Guillermo del Toro at Home with Monsters
Oh,
exhibit,
yeah.
where he showed off all his like personal collection of monster
director.
paraphernalia. Yeah.
Was
And,
there Crimson Peak monster there?
There were a lot of gowns from Crimson
Yeah,
Peak. There
definitely
was the Pan's Labyrinth, like
Oh.
the Flesh
Thin
Man,
Man.
or whatever.
I
was
almost
there.
watched Hellboy again the other night.
Hellboy's
The
so
David
good.
Harbour one? Yeah, me too.
I think I watched. So not sorry. You were talking about your thing. There's a Architectural Digest does the thing where they go into celebrities' homes and they went to David Harbour's like loft, which is beautiful. Like it's tasteful. It's not crazy big. It's got a lot of plant life and a really intentional design. Whereas a lot of them are just like gaudy, like classically styled mansions that are just like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway, he has a poster of Hellboy and or no, wait, it's not a Hellboy poster. It's a classic film, but one that was
Violent Night?
panned. No. It's something that like an old movie star, like a Humphrey Bogart type made that was like quite bad apparently. And it was right after Hellboy had come out and he's doing this and he goes, and I keep this, one of my favorites, like Cary Grant or whoever. He's like, just a reminder that sometimes great actors do make really, really bad movies.
Yeah.
And it's really funny to see.
He did an interview recently where he like talked about it, and he's like, I have learned my lesson. Do not touch things that are beloved
IPs,
IPs.
yeah.
He's like, do not touch it. I can't. He's like, I am not good enough to take on the mantle of something like that. Now I know that now.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He seems
I
to
like
have
it.
his head on straight.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I want to see Violent Night. It's bought out every bus stop in Los
John
Angeles.
said it was
I
a fun
think John
romp.
said it was fun.
My friend
yeah.
saw it last night, and she said it was really funny.
It's a great title. It's a great title.
It's a great title, yeah.
Mhm.
I like David Harbour.
Yeah, I've been listening to Mel Brooks' most recent memoir, and it's really interesting because he like goes chronologically through his career, and so he breaks down. You know, he goes from like movie to maybe just a movie that was produced by his production company, which he produced The Fly,
What?
the Gina Davis.
Cronenberg?
original
the
one.
Cronenberg Fly.
Oh.
No, the remake. The remake. they
I
did.
just
know
watched
that.
that recently.
And
Mel
he's
Brooks?
like,
What the heck?
Jeff, you know, we talked with Jeff and he was on to the movie, and then he had a girlfriend at the time who was an actress who he said, I think she'd be great for this part, and that was Gina Davis. And it's just like, I love listening to stories about
Interesting.
production, especially older stuff. But Mel Brooks, you think about like as one of the most prolific like comedy gods, and then he's like talking about a movie that he made, and he's like, yeah, you know, well, we did, you know, every piece seemed like it was great, and it still didn't amount to the final product being the best thing it could be. And then he even has movies like Robin Hood Men in Tights, which I think is just a classic, like amazing comedy satire. It was not well reviewed and well received, you know.
Yeah.
But we look at it and we're like, that's a perfect comedy film.
I try and do that sometimes, where I will try and find things that I think bother the director or the creator in the movie without it spoiling it at all for me. Like a little thing where like ADR is slightly off, or like there's like a shot that's a little wonky or whatever, and I'm like, I could see that like every single time the director has to sit down and watch this, they're like, oh, I hate this, and people are gonna hate this too. But like nobody, like 99.9% of people aren't going to notice it. And even me noticing it is an exercise that I'm doing that doesn't spoil the film at all.
Right, no,
There's
yeah.
a shot in Nice Guys that I always think of, where it's
So
Russell Crowe's beating up Ryan Gosling, and it's like framed between this like piece of furniture. Sorry, this frame between this piece of furniture, and he's in this one point where he's like pointing down at him, and the camera kind of just like,
Oh,
yeah.
and I
just-
notice it every time, and I'm like, so weird because it's it's so stationary until that one moment where he's slightly out of frame, and then just like,
But you're like, oh well, and Shane Black's like, yeah, like can't sleep at night. 'cause of that
Sorry,
slide.
I know you were about to say something,
No,
but
go
I
ahead.
wanted to just to the Nice Guys. I saw a post recently. Someone said, in the way that we've gotten all these Knives Out sequels with Benoit Blanc, you know, I wish. Or I think they're making like 2 or 3 more,
Oh,
or
okay.
2, maybe 1 or 2 more. They were like, I wish that we had gotten the Nice Guys back for you know a couple more movies. That would have been
So
a
I,
fun
I would
franchise.
love to. Oh man, I just watched it again recently, and it's so,
so
good.
good.
Ryan Gosling just
But what were you gonna say before?
just amazing. Well, I was gonna say that one of my favorite little things is to catch like a shot in a comedy show where one of the actors or a lot of them are all genuinely laughing.
Yeah.
Which like you'll get a lot in Curb, it being like
Yeah.
improvised. So there's a lot of stuff just happening. But like I've been watching a lot of Always Sunny lately, and like you can see their shots where like half the cast is like actually like really laughing and smiling in such a way
yeah.
that it just, I don't know. I like to see people like having a good time making the things that they're making, and like those people all seem to like each other, and it's amazing that they do, and that they do like their podcasts together, and like some of them are in like seemingly happy marriages. So like to see them like laughing and smiling while they work, I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
You're like, what does that
Genuine.
feel like?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, if only I didn't have to paint on every smile for every video I do.
I know, we walk into that single cam room, just
Yeah.
We're so morose all the time.
hit record, and then
Yeah, there it is.
People don't know, like off camera, Patrick's like just he laughs. He's a very generous laugher.
Yeah, I feel like people think that the way Patrick is on camera is just Patrick.
No, he's really different. I mean, I'd say the biggest difference between Patrick on camera and off camera is how he Donald Ducks, right? Like he only wears a shirt.
oh yeah, that's the one
And
thing.
he only wears a shirt, and he doesn't wear anything from the waist down.
Well, I mean, that's
And-
how he does What a
not
Show.
True.
What?
That's how he does What a Show. I guess he's
Yeah,
pretty
but
authentic.
it's
on
different
that
versions
show,
of Patrick
yeah.
is what I'm saying.
On the subject of like laughing on camera, and Mel Brooks tells a story about making a Young Frankenstein, where he's like, everyone couldn't stop laughing, so I had to buy white handkerchiefs for everyone on the crew, and I said, if you feel like you're gonna laugh, put this handkerchief in your mouth and bite down on it. But then he says that when he got to a scene where he's like, and then I felt like I had to laugh, but I didn't have a handkerchief because I had given all the handkerchiefs away. It's so cute.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
He's just a cute old man. I like the
Yeah.
comedians in cars getting coffee
and just-
with Carl Reiner. When
Yes.
you find out they just would
so
eat
sweet.
sandwiches and watch
They
movies
have their,
together.
Like, group together with Norman Lear, and the way he talks about Anne Bancroft, his wife, is just what.
No, I just want to see what the viewership, like in the listenership of this podcast looks like. I wish we had a little chart where people were like, well, around the 40-minute mark, they started talking about Anne Bancroft.
He talks like he like idolized his wife. He just talks about her and just
Yeah. She's great.
almost-
She was great.
She was great.
She was
was
awesome.
great.
She
was
just the way he
great.
talks about her is
Yeah.
just.
She was great in that episode of Curb Your
He
Enthusiasm.
talks. He loves her. He loved her. He talks
Yeah.
about her, and it just
I
he
gotta,
was
ke-
a,
I
he
gotta
was a
get back to
fan.
watching Curb.
Yeah, I agree. He probably was a fan.
Probably.
Watch it right now.
Probably is.
I think he's looking down on us saying like, wow,
he's
that's an
alive.
awful
There
set.
is-
No, I don't think so.
Oh, he's on the
She's-
10th floor.
Yeah.
She's Anne Bancroft is looking down
Carl
on
Reiner died.
our office and saying, wow, what an amazing place you've got here. I can't wait to see what else you're going to uncover for us and what you're going to do with those two giant piles of trash, because we needed a walkway between. And we are going to make sure to tell you more about what's happening
It's
here.
so big.
There's
Big and
there's a lot of stuff that we need to resolve, so it's not worth showing you now. I don't know how many episodes of the podcast are going to be done in this weird room. Hopefully not many. But,
like 13 or 14 tops.
but maybe I'm going to say halfway into 2024.
Yeah.
But
Until
you
the
never know.
Olympics.
And I'm also going to say that if you're reading anything on the dry erase board, there's no clues there. it has nothing to do with anything. And then the other thing I was going to say is that we are hoping before the end of the year that we can get some information, some very transparent information to all of you about what 2023 is going to look like at Funhouse,
Not just for Funhouse, but for Jacob.
especially for
Is he
Jacob.
going to get that pet capuchin?
thing.
that
Will he
we've been
buy the
trying to get?
crickets?
Will
Will
he
buy the
adopt
crickets?
the crickets
Will I
only
adopt
to
the
feed them?
crickets?
Well, you need to train them up to kill even bigger prey.
So we understand you
Like
watching or
African
listening to this and
cockroaches.
going, what the hell is going on? And our intention is to give you answers as soon as possible. But for now, you get to stay in the dark. So any final thoughts?
Use code NEWOFFICE in the Rooster Teeth store.
That would be smart if we did that.
And let us know if it does anything.
Yeah.
Try to
give it
get-
a shot.
I mean, we could talk to somebody and be like, "Hey, can you make a code new office?" And
I guess we could. I was
See
just
if it does
there was
Yes.
something would go wrong.
It'll
Yeah,
make,
yeah,
it
yeah,
makes
yeah.
our shirts
Wrong.
more expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, you can use
because
code
we need
New
money
Office.
for the
Yeah.
office.
That's right.
Uh.
We're opening up a fund so we could get a. It's amazing that how much of my brain is still like a holdover from college, because we were walking around on day one. I looked in an office and I beckoned Lindsay over and went, "Look, mini fridge. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look, it's a mini fridge. We can put snacks in it."
Rick once was the biggest TV
Yeah.
ever in our office.
Enormous TV. Is
It's
that the lobby
huge.
TV or the one
It's
from
a-
Single Cam?
That's the kitchen one, I think.
And this is also going back to I don't even remember if it was this one, but the game that we were playing about like everyone figuring out where they sit.
Oh yeah,
But-
I shouldn't say what my office mate and I are getting, which
No.
is basketball hoops for the
So basketball
walls.
hoops. But I do think that the last thing I want to say is that it's really funny that Rick wants to put this giant TV in the office, but the only wall that he can put it on forces him to have his back to the sun, making work almost near impossible and sweating him out, but he's determined to do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you all for watching and for listening, and supporting, and we'll be back with more information as soon as possible, and have an amazing end to your year. We'll talk to everyone soon.
Bye, everybody.
Happy holidays.